So this is one of the ways they try to register me as well on PokerStars. Watch when I click login, it won't allow me to log in. It times out. It does that, and then I have a special process I do to be able to play the app. So now the app's working, but I have to press the pause. Here's how they set me up again. I press the pause it once. They try to sell something. It doesn't work, so I press deposit again. It won't work, and then I click not now, and then it's gonna open up, and then it will want me to deposit. Not now. Then it opens up. This is how they set me up. I'm so good at figuring out the system. So how much am I gonna put on? Let's say $30. So then it goes to this screen. It's gonna pop up with this cookie screen, then it disappears in a second. So I anticipate the program and how they set me up all the time, every maneuver. And if you can see here, it's starting to rain. But I knew it was gonna rain because yesterday I said I was gonna turn my pants into shorts. So I knew it was gonna rain today because I wanted to get sun on my legs. So the BSSID DNA, my thoughts yesterday, there's going to be a metadata trail, and it's going to show that they made the weather machine rain in my city, just because I had that thought that I wanted to suntan today. As outlandish as it seems, in the future I'll be able to prove this. So there we go. Some money showed up, so daily specials. I'm gonna play I like the $5, but unfortunately you can't play and win too often. Even though I should do well in it every day. Almost every day. And also I'm gonna join that one. I'm gonna join the $10 one. And if I win either of these, then I'll probably play in the Midnight Lightning for $50. Basically, on PokerStars Ontario, anyways. The prize pool is, let's see what tournaments are. So the prize, if you look at the prize pool on the right, it's pretty small. But well, there's $6,000, so that's not too bad. $6,000, but it's small. Like it's not even life-changing money. You can't even buy a used car if you win first place, unfortunately. Whereas they do have $100. Oh, okay. This is I only had it at $27. So now let's see what they have for the $100 tournaments, or over $50 tournaments. Prize pool, so 10,000, 12,000. So $100, 12,000 knockout power. That's decent, but I don't understand what it means. Like summer, I'd be apprehensive to join it because I don't want to have to join a new tournament after this. So let's see, does it tell you? Because what's this Winter Series Summer Royal? Prizes 12K. Okay, so it's 12K guaranteed. It doesn't say anything about an entry into a new tournament because some of these. So let's see when the goal is 15,000. That's decent. They had one that was 35,000. I'm hoping they have that one more often. If they had that $35,000 tournament prize pool, I'd play that all the time. Because at least first place is 10K, so you could buy a used car, or you could buy a couch, you could buy a bed, you could buy something big, and then still keep several $1,000s in your bankroll to invest in, because that's the only thing about poker is you have to always reinvest, replant the seeds, and try to get a new harvest. So let's see, I'll join this. Right about there seems good. So that's not good. Because anybody that joins the table, I'm going to be suspicious that they're cheats now. So I'm going to try to join a table that where the okay 6 max, so they're all maxed out except for okay, this one isn't maxed out. 6 divided by 52, 56. So this should have set me at a. I don't know why it didn't. Why it set me at a empty table. There should be 2 open seats. I haven't played party poker or GG poker for poker in Ontario. They might be better. So try it out for yourself. Because the brutal reality is they're all rigged. So if I went to GG or PokerStars, not PokerStars, Party Poker, or any other real money website in Ontario, I would likely run into the same, not at first, because they don't usually share their artificial intelligence software program between the companies. So they have some proprietary information. So the first month or so, the first several thousand hands, I usually dominate before the artificial intelligence system catches up and has my system kind of figured out how I play on that particular website. Because every website's different. They have different blind structures and like when you bet, like the best thing is when I go to a casino, I play different anyways than my online persona anyways. But there's times where there's 3 hands I played where if I was playing online, I almost would have guaranteed that I would have won the hand. But it was at the casino and one was like a $275 tournament, so it was early in the tournament. I had Ace King and I didn't want to risk it all on the flop when I had the advantage, and he hit runner. It was a monotone board. There was 2 spades, king jack, something else. I had ace king, and so I was kind of trapping, and then a spade came on the turn, a spade came on the river, and he made a bet, and I had him on a flush draw on the flop. So once I seen spade on the turn, I froze up and I folded by the river. But I most likely could have won the hand on the flop if I would have put them all in. And there was another hand where this guy, he most likely had top pair. He most likely had ace king, and there was something like king deuce deuce. And if I would have made a really strong play, I think I could have got him to fold top pair. If he's a weak player, he wouldn't have folded, but if he was a strong player, I could have convinced him that I had the 3 of a kind. Most likely. And that's the thing. If you watch my videos, I'm getting more confident. So with confidence, like at first, I compared to like skiing. At first you're on the little hill, then you go on the main hill, then you go off trail, then next thing you know you're out running avalanches for the thrill. So in poker, I'm no longer off-road. I'm out running avalanches. Like I try to get people to fold big hands intentionally. Like I'll know I'll put them on top pair, ace king, and I'll try to get them to fold their top hands, like their 3 of a kinds, their straights, their flushes, and really good players I can. Weak players you can't. So it's a compliment to the player if I try that move on them, because it means they're skilled. Because a weak player, I know they're always going to call, so I can't get them to fold. But a strong player, I could get to fold. Because as a strong player, you have to be able to fold anything. Like the other day, I only called it because I was filming it on video, and it was only $2. But I had the ace high flush, and I put the guy on the straight flush, the king high straight flush. And I called it on video, and I even said, I'm calling, I know I'm going to lose basically, but I'm calling just to show that I have the skill to put him on the king of clubs, because I'm trying to get sponsorships, endorsements, and donations. My PayPal email address is christianerik. Pardon me, I didn't say it all. It's christianekarnemeyer@gmail.com. Right as I said, after Eric, I heard a click in my ear, and then I kind of forgot at what point I left off in when I was saying my own name. And how's that possible? And all you have to do is listen to any of my other 100 videos, and I never said my name once. When I led up to that, seeking sponsorships, endorsements, and donations, I say it smoothly every time. And all you have to do is go Chris MeyerDiggins. So that's CHRISMeyerDiggins, and Alone at Last, and listen to that song and how smooth I am in that song. And I did that song in maybe the first or second take. I did it off an Apple computer at the library, so I had maybe an hour to do it. So I did it basically within 2 takes, and it's pretty seamless. It's radio quality, and I don't stutter, mispronounce, or anything. It's just fluidity. I don't think he has the 9. But he might have the straight. So it's only within the last 10 videos that they've been trying to undermine me and make me stutter, slur. I mentioned how I've been drooled. They make me blush at certain times while I'm playing poker, and I might start drooling at a part of my mouth, like the left side or the right side, depending on what they want, what they're trying to sell, what narrative they're selling. And I only mentioned this within the last few videos, because recently I looked at my old YouTube account from 4 years ago. So they've been trying to implement some of the old storylines that they were selling against my biology at that point in time. And there's a metadata trail throughout the world. It's not, I'm in Canada, and it's not just a Canadian problem. I've been to 8 countries, and I've noticed it in at least 4 countries, the system. 5 countries. I was catching the bus from London to Amsterdam, and the bus driver let me out of the bus to have a smoke long enough to register me in that country, and then to set me up in that country, and then he didn't even let me have a couple drags, and then he told me to get on the bus. So he let me off the bus just to step on their soil so I physically could get registered in that country, and then he told me to get back on the bus. So once I'm declared king, I'm gonna seek that guy down and hunt him down with the law, basically. And if he hijacked my body, it's punishable by death. And they had the same system, not as advanced in Denmark. So I'm gonna be able to prove that, because I did seek asylum in Denmark. So I'm going to be able to prove that Canada was paying attention to my movements while I was seeking refugee asylum from that country. how ethical is that? When you're saying when your perpetrators are harassing you while you're not even in their country anymore. So there's going to be a metadata trail there, and I'm going to be able to prove that the American government gave the Danish government some weather technology at the time, because the clouds, I was able to control the clouds in Denmark. Even in an airplane, I could stop clouds because the chemtrails and the artificial intelligence prefers my DNA, and they try to register me in the system. So when I look at the clouds, the system tries to slow down or stop to register my eyes in the system. So I could, in the past, I could do it at will. I'll try to find the video anyways. It's on Chris MeyerDiggins account, and something like controlling the weather or one of these videos. But I show different lines, so you could see the clouds moving across these lines, and then when I point my finger, you could see the clouds slow down unequivocally with scientific information, or pardon me, instrumentation is the word. And I think I have a video. I'm hoping to find it. I know I do, because I posted it on YouTube. I just have to find it. But there's even a video where it shows this little cloud, and I stop it as I call it on the video. I said I'm gonna stop it over the chimney, and I did stop it over the chimney. And it looked like a witch. Subliminally. What's this hand gonna do? Okay, did he freeze up? So that didn't really help my situation, probably, unless he had the ace of diamonds. I'm just gonna call and play it safe, or check, pardon me. So you got to be able to avoid the big traps situations in poker. So yeah, the long and short of it is I'm gonna be able to show that even the woman who was working on my particular case when I was seeking refugee asylum, that she bought some big ticket items shortly thereafter, after denying my claim. And I was stopped by a police officer in Denmark, and he happened to look like a former boss that almost made me go blind. So identical, so that's suspicious. So there's going to be a metadata trail for that. And I also had another boss that looked like the boss that made me go blind in Brampton, so that's suspicious. And it was a weird job. They didn't tell me how much I got paid. I just got, because I was driving a truck, so I didn't really know what I got paid. And then the weekend that I planned on taking my son to a concert and a professional soccer game, coincidentally enough, they paid me less, and I had to ask for my paycheck, so I made it so I couldn't go to the concert or the soccer game. And I ended up not working for the company. After that, I had zero respect for the company, and so I stopped working for them. But I'm gonna be able to prove that they did that intentionally, because they knew I wanted to go to the concert and take my son to a soccer game. Because I brought him to a professional football game, professional baseball game, and a Stanley Cup final game, and in Indianapolis 500. So it's kind of what we do. We go and do sports together. So he would be the best soccer player on the planet. So a Major League Soccer game in North America is the best that we would have at this point. But in the future, it'd be taking him to one of the better leagues for soccer, the international leagues. Because Major League Soccer is good, but the
they don't usually get the cream of the crop talent. They usually get the retirees from the bigger leagues. They don't get the big names like the superstars that come, that are drafted in as rookies. They'll get the guys that have 10 years experience in a league and became world famous. They'll get like Beckham. They got Beckham after he was famous. It's not like they picked him when he was a rookie and developed a brand around him. So the biggest leagues are in Europe, it seems anyways. That's where the most money is. Biggest leagues are where the most money is. Okay, what's this guy doing? He's likely to bed, so I'm gonna call him. Oh, that was an unfortunate river. Because it was kind of an action killer, because the flush came in and then the king, so he could have been chasing. What did he have? And it's not even showing me. What's the point of having it if it doesn't show me what he has? I guess it didn't have to, because I was first to act, so it wouldn't show me. Which is good. I don't like it when they have apps and it doesn't show you when the guy's first to act. Unless he mucks his hand, he has to show his cards before you. That's the rules of the game. Because you want that information. You paid chips, you put in money to get that information from that person. How they play a particular hand. So you want to see them. You want them, unless they muck, you want them to turn over the Ace-6 or Jack-7. You want to see those brutal cards so you could punish them in the future for it. I'm not even counting on luck. I'm just trying to try to win this in a future scenario, future round. I wasn't even considering hitting the jack there and winning the hand. I was just trying to win it on skill. I don't need to have good hands. I'm getting to the point where not quite as good as the scene in Rounders where he could put the guy on a hand just right then. I can put people on hands, and I have put two people on hands, two different players on a hand in the same hand before, maybe twice accurately, both cards. So I predicted 4 cards right accurately, probably twice only out of millions of hands. But it's happening more frequently now. I'm getting more skilled, so over the next million hands I might be able to do it 150 times now. And then over the following million hands it might be 15,000 times. So it's a skill that I'm going to get better at as the more hands I play and when the situation presents itself. Because every once in a while, it's a unique scenario. Usually to put somebody on, 2 different players to put them on one hand, it's the one card that makes 3 hands is the scenario that you have to be able to put them on, 2 players on 2 different hands. Usually. It's when the river comes, the king of clubs, and now there's a straight flush full house. Can you put them on those hands? When the key card makes 3 people's hands, that's when you could anticipate what they have. Just by previous playing tendencies, how you previously played, how when I was first learning poker, I would always try to learn from, and I still do, I always try to learn from the hardest players at the pot, at the table. So I want to learn, and I don't always, sometimes I have to make information calls just to see how they played it, to see what the cards were, because then I know if it's a bluff, then it's like, okay, so for 60 cents, I just learned how to bluff a certain way. So now that 60 cents might pay me an unlimited amount of money in the future, because I now have that skill, that tool in my toolbox. And then vice versa. If he has a good hand, you make the information call, or sometimes it's just a bad call. And but you gotta see how to play a good hand and get the calls from people, because it worked on you. So there's always a way, you could always learn something. There's always a silver lining. It sucks, but if you learn a bad beat, you got burnt by the stove, so to speak. So now you know to approach it with caution, or you may get burnt. But me with the rig, I always get burnt, so I'm always cautious. All you have to do is watch my videos and listen to the genuine, authentic, like the genuineness of my emotions when I'm shocked when my hands hold up. When I win hands, like when I won with the Jack-7 there and I outplayed him, I'm not shocked. Like, that's all skill. But when I have the nut flush on the turn or the flop and I don't lose, I'm shocked. And you could hear it genuinely in my emotions. And even when I come from behind, it's like, okay, this is looking good, but it's not like, yeah, because I know I'm gonna lose. Like last night's video, I was in a tournament, and I on the turn, I made a set of threes. So I came from behind, and it's like, okay. And then I knew, just my reaction, I knew the 9 was gonna come on the river to make the higher set and bust me. And sure enough, it did. So, genuine emotions through all my videos. All you have to do is listen. Okay, so normally I fold here, but I do have the nut flush. And how many flushes have I had recently? How likely am I to have a flush is what I'm considering. I'm gonna call because I'm in the profit, but it's unlikely I'm gonna hit. That's why normally I fold in that situation. But now could I outplay him? For 6.45, not likely. But that's how I make decisions. It's like, okay, how due for the flush am I? I just one small chocolate frosty and one small vanilla frosty.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Just my worldly possessions. So I had to say that my worldly possessions, because some of these people are aware of the system, and so they understand that they have to transfer my worldly possessions. To the average person, they're probably thinking, what's that guy talking about? But to the people in power, that means everything. No lid on the Frosties, please. Yeah, it's just a lid. When I get a lid, it's just a waste. I end up throwing it out, and you waste the ice cream on the lid. It's all right if you're traveling, but I'm eating at the restaurant, so I don't eat it. Thank you. You too. And suspiciously enough, in the thousands of times that I've eaten ice cream, I've had maybe 100 ice cream headaches, but the last 5 times I've eaten ice cream, I've had ice cream headaches every time after I posted in a video that I haven't had a headache in years. An actual headache. Like, I get a headache and I can suppress it. within seconds. Within 10 seconds, I can make a headache go away. Not quite ice cream headaches, though. But migraines, I don't get migraines. There was a period I went a year every day that I would get a headache after a certain time of the day for a year. This is how people mess with me. And the most beautiful thing happened today is I've been waiting for it because they're able to hack the size of my penis when it's normal, when it's soft, and so it fluctuates drastically. So today I took a picture of my normal manhood, but I also have when they tried constricted my manhood picture. So there's no medical explanation for this, and so I have scientific proof. And when they constricted my manhood, the most beautiful thing is it's emasculating. The picture's completely emasculating, but it shows when I got circumcised, I have a scar that goes the entire duration of my shaft because they augmented my penis. They didn't just take off the skin at the top like most circumcisions. I have, you can see in this picture, you can see the surgical scar. I first noticed it when I was 7, and then I forgot about it until 2018. Completely forgot all about it. And then, so I have this surgical proof on my body that they could never get rid of. You could see when the stitches, you could see the little circle holes for the sutures on each side of the scar. So it sucked at the time because it was in a masculine picture, but I now have proof. So these perverts, what they do is they try to stack kids through to make somebody's manhood smaller. They route kids through them with small penises to try to make it so the kids' penises grow, because they're perverts. These adults are perverts. All they do is cultivate rape culture, bestiality, pedophilia, necrophilia, and pedophilia. They're making future pedophiles, basically. Industrializing it. So that should, you should hate that, and that should make you demand change. And the only way you could stop it is to go to www.change.org/technology, watch the videos, make an informed decision. However, there is a lot of subliminal images in the video. Even when I said www.change.org/technology, they tried to put in a subliminal image in the change.org/technology to manipulate your thoughts. But if you believe that your thoughts are private and you want to keep it that way, the only way you can protect yourself is to sign the petition at www.change.org/technology. Because our biology is vulnerable to this. You could deny reality, but you can't deny the consequences of denying that reality. You can pretend this technology doesn't exist, but it doesn't protect you. The only way to protect yourself and to protect your kids from being violated is to sign the petition and get it on the agenda in your country. Making it go viral and making the politicians acknowledge that this technology is possible, so we could privatize our thoughts with computer software. Because we need artificial intelligence and computer software to privatize our thoughts, to protect our biology. We're too vulnerable. There's been crystal balls for over 1,000 years because they were able to glimpse into your mind slightly. And unfortunately, Bloody Mary, she used to bathe in the blood of virgins. So there is a little bit of truth to that, but it would be any blood. They're just did it. I can't say the word, they just hacked it, but it's sadistic. I can always, once again, listen, I'm going to have to play Alone at Last, because I'm the smoothest guy in the world. The most charismatic. My first sales job, I was 6 years old selling roses. So you have to be smooth. You have to be... My parents trusted me enough at 6 years old that I could stand outside a liquor store or a beer store for hours alone, by myself, not getting abducted, and conversing with adults, charming them enough to buy roses off me. And I sold chocolate bars as a kid, doing the same thing. I'm a natural salesman. So to not be able to say statistic, because some kid is hacking my brain. Somebody that can't even speak. So I'm going to have to play that song Alone at Last, because how could... Once again, this is within 2 takes, at the very least. It might have been 1 take, I forget.
Blue Velvet's Alone at Last demo.
So how come I never stuttered or slurred once in this video?
That unforgettable kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's loss, we can't get enough. It all started with words and a touch, a new flame, and one that's burned free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. Crank up the music, turn the lights down low for this party of two. Pull them in close, taking off each other's clothes slowly. Navigating each other's bodies slowly, like at your hobby, giving each other's checkups. Impressive. You got what the other one want, taking your time to make this right. Do whatever they like to please them tonight. You could have been with another, but you found each other. That unforgettable kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's loss, we can't get enough. It all started with words and a touch, a new flavor, one that's burned free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. Found that someone, go have some fun. Love only hurts by the wrong one. Your libido doesn't mean you can't have some fun. Through the crowd of people, your souls reached out with ironclad devotion, like a good movie with a roller coaster of emotions. Infatuated by each other's presence, the words have to be mentioned. Unconditional faithfulness eliminates much stress. Canalized and sensual speaking is always good when it's what the other one likes. That unforgettable kiss that we both would miss. Each other's lost, we can't get enough. It all started with words and a touch, a new flame and one that's burned free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. When you're murdering the beat. Role players stay the same, whatever adds sparks to this flame. Get them so hot they glow in the dark like a lava lamp. Once you put them through the pieces, loving each other's teeth. Compare both to the links, you keep doing this, you form a habit. Next time you're alone, you can capture this magic again. Build on your repertoire. Switch things up and be the star. Kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's lust, we can't get enough. It all started with words and a touch, a new flame of one that's burned free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. Candlelight dinner for two, some sweet talk to get them in the mood, get them loose with a massage, feel their skin through your fingertips as the endorphin kicks in. You know it's working when you see that. Next thing you know, sex is in the air like an air freshener. Once you're both satisfied, enjoying the rush, at least side by side, enjoying every moment of the night, talking and staring each other's eyes, like you two are the only two in the know. That unforgettable kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's lust, we can't get enough. It all started with words and a touch, a new flame, one that's burned free. Just the moment is right, alone at last.
So how come I never stuttered once in that video and didn't mispronounce a single word? And that was within the second take at least. Maybe the first take or the second take. So, and I'll tell you why right now. I'll just show you another video. This is why I'm I guess I'll show you something else here. When you look like that at 19, you're gonna get electronically raped. When you look like that at 40, you're gonna get electronically raped.
That evolutionary talent
Here's me going bar down with the football.
This is me. That was my first take of the video. And this is my son on his very first take. It's not like we tried for hours. We both tried to hit bar down. So they've been stealing our attributes to make these other athletes appear to be better. But my son would be the best soccer player on the planet. My grandfather had servants, and he was offered a professional baseball contract. Where's my money? I had more than $297 Poker Stars. It didn't show back up in my account yet. But anyways, oh, it doesn't let me play. So my grandfather had a professional, he was offered to play professional baseball, but this was in the 40s, and he wouldn't have been able to afford, he thought, to have a house in Toronto and a house in Cincinnati at the same time. Have two different households. So he declined professional baseball contract, which is good because my dad was born, but probably, well, yeah, he was born at the time, but I wouldn't have been born, most likely. Oh, here we go. This is it's $297, so I don't even have enough. And my dad had a professional hockey tryout, and this is when there was only 6 hockey teams in the NHL. He had a professional hockey tryout, so it's much easier to make the NHL nowadays than it was then. And he went out partying the night before, missed the flight, and missed his opportunity for hockey. And he had a relative, an uncle, that never talked to him after that. And once again, it worked out for me because I wouldn't have been born. The very first time I played hardball, I was 15 years old because my parents couldn't afford sports. So the very first time I played hardball, it was I was 15. I tried out for the rep team, made the rep team, and but it was $2,000 at the time. So I went home and I asked my dad to sign me up for house league, which was $60. So I ended up playing house league, and there was 15 games in house league, and I got called up at least 3 to 5 times to play against 21-year-olds. And this is my in hardball, I maybe swung the bat maybe 100 times in my life, and I got called up to play against 21-year-olds at 15, and I didn't see the potential. I didn't realize the opportunity I had, basically. I didn't realize that I could most likely get a college scholarship, and this was the path to become a professional baseball player. For some reason, I always believed that I could be a professional athlete, but I just didn't see the path in baseball. It just, for some reason, it's almost like I had the blinders on in horse racing, because I just didn't see the potential. Partially because at that age, it would have been different if I would have played t-ball all the way up and then offered that opportunity, that I would have invested 10 years of my life. But this was my very first season, so I was 15 years old, so I was concerned about social life and girls and things like that rather than sports. Whereas if I would have played t-ball, I would have fell in love with a certain sport. I would have invested thousands of hours practicing, and then I would have been one of the best at that sport, most likely. And so in hindsight, I missed that opportunity with baseball, so I kind of regret that. I regret not playing football in high school. That would have been fun. Never played football. I played in phys ed class, and I would dominate, but I never played on the team. This one cool thing happened. I think I went for an interception or something. I caught the ball anyways, so it must have been an interception or something. And I was jumping up as high as I could jump, caught the ball, and the guy tackled me. I was so high up that he hit me below my hips
I toppled in the air, and I must have dropped the ball, but it was one of the funnest plays. Even though I was on the losing end of it, it was a cool play. It would have been even better if I would have caught the ball, and if I would have kept the ball. I don't remember if I did, though. I doubt I did. But I might have, because when I was in grade 8, I was sharing a room with my brother. He's passed away now, but sharing a room with him, and it was this old bunk bed, an old style bunk bed, but in the middle of the night, the bunk bed went to fall on me, and I woke up in my sleep, and I caught it while he was about to fall on me. He was about to crush me, and I woke up in my sleep, and I caught it. So another regret I have, this one's academically, is in grade 2, I was offered to do math, grade 6 math for half the day in school. So instead of other subjects, I would just strictly focus on math. And at the same time, they should have made my parents make that decision for me. I'm glad they gave me the choice. But at 6 years old, I didn't realize the future implications of not doing it. I would have been an athlete. I would have probably went to some Ivy League school and just focused on math just got lost in math. I love math. That's why I play poker. I love math. Love math. I could spend unlimited time just working on math. Just my brain loves it. So it makes me naturally good at things that have math, like poker and stocks. Anything with numbers I'm really good at. Naturally, I don't even have to try, I'm just good at it. Like in poker, my biggest tournament I won is an 8,000 player tournament. And when I did that, I probably played less than 100 tournaments when I came first out of 8,000. It was after Rounders came out. I think I seen Rounders come out, and then that kind of made me want to be a poker player. Watch Wolf of Wall Street, made me want to do stocks. Not the greed aspects. I didn't appeal to me, but just stocks and numbers, like, because really, like poker, you could become a multi-millionaire, but with stocks, you could become a billionaire or a trillionaire. So it's a whole different game. Did he hit? I'm calling. I don't think he has the deuce, but he must have hit the king. No. But the 8,000 player tournament, that was a play money tournament, so I only won $32, and but I did play between 80 to 100,000 real money hands off that $32. Different tournaments, different penny tables, and I could make $6 to $7 an hour back then playing American real money poker, but it wasn't. Minimum wage was worth more, and it wasn't. Working a job's guaranteed. Poker isn't guaranteed. You could dominate for hours at poker. You could build up your bankroll. You start at $100. I could go to the casino, and within a few hours, I could have $1,000. But then if I stay an extra few hours, I might end up walking away with nothing. That's the brutal reality of poker. So it's like at the casino, it's so hard when you're online. You don't cash out, but at the casino, if I got up, depending on the mood, like if I, because usually next time I'm going to change my strategy. I'm going to go and sit down with the table maximum, because usually I sit down with the table minimum, and then I'm not able to leverage people as much as when you sit down with the table maximum. Because if I'm sitting down with $100 and they have $300, I could only pressure 1/3 of their stack. Whereas if I sit down with $300, I can now put 100% of the pressure on their stack. So it's advantageous anyway. It's more strategic. And the best thing about people that are undermining me is I'm going to show some of the technology when it's used on them, how they can't even say their name. Even 1% of the technology they use on me to diminish my brain and my kid's brain. Particularly my son. So that needs to change before my relationship improves with any country, is how they treat my two only biological children with evolutionary DNA. My son, they're allowing him to be a super athlete, but they're diminishing him intellectually. Compared to my daughter, who is, she's the smartest woman I've ever met. Smartest woman I've ever met. She's wise beyond her years. She's 21, and she's just so deep. Her perspective is so deep. And I can't wait for her to fall in love with some random guy, free will, and walk her down the aisle. And I told her yesterday was Father's Day, I told her how we're going to have to work on a dance to do together. A father-daughter dance, a fast dance, so we could entertain the crowd, but just do something, so it'd be something that me and her could work on for her wedding, so I'm participating in her wedding. But my son would be a universal genius as well at everything. Like, he would have I forget the name of it, but basically a photographic memory. I think it's something like an idyllic memory or something like that. But where you can remember every detail, because they show me in my mind's eye how much they constrict his brain. Basically, I see a little rectangle instead of his whole brain. So people that constrict him, he's going to be the king of a country one day. So it's going to be dereliction of duty against his biology as well, and I'm going to use all my resources to hunt down all my kids' violators. The only way I believe in the afterlife, so I don't believe they're even protected in the afterlife, but the only way they're going to be able to escape the wrath of my justice in the future is death. So all these government agencies that are fooling systems, pretending to be me, every single one of these people are going to be held accountable and executed in the future for trying to sabotage mankind's destiny by impeding me, impairing me, and doing whatever they can to discredit me. Right now they just made me blush. I can feel it slightly on both sides of my cheek. So who blushes when they look at poker? There isn't subliminal images. And if this is something that, why did I only started mentioning blushing within the last 10 of my videos. It's one of these current trends they've been working on. So there would be a metadata trail prior to that would show that I wouldn't be a threat, and then now they're trying to sell me as a threat because I said that people that pretend to be me are going to face justice in the future. And what do they expect when they're messing with the king? It doesn't matter if you're a commandant, a police chief, spy guy. When you're messing with the head guy and you're committing treason against his biology and his kid's biology, what do you expect to happen? When the only thing that's saving their lives is somebody fooling an artificial intelligence system, pretending that they're me, so it prevents their death. Then, if they were able to get past that, then they have to hide behind my biology so my biology can recover, resuscitate them when the system tries to kill them. So there's going to be a metadata trail, and I'm going to be able to show how presidents and prime ministers funnel pedophiles through my body to save these pedophiles with my biology. And they likely do it with my kids' biology as well. So I'm going to be able to prove that the Canadian government, maybe exclusively alone, but they tried killing my son when he was about 5 years old. He got hospitalized for about a week, and there was many kids that died of that particular flu virus, and I thought he was going to die, and they traumatized me, so he's going to get punitive damages for what they did to his biology, and I'll get punitive damages for the psychological effect of thinking that my child was going to die. For a week, I thought there was a possibility that I was going to lose my child. And I had to tell him every day to never stop fighting. Every day. No matter how weak you get, never stop fighting. I had to tell him that every single day, so he's a fighter. So it's one thing for the Canadian government to do what they do to me, the man, but for them to pick a fight with my kids and affect Canada's relationship with my kids. It's one thing for me to be jaded about Canada, but why would they intentionally want my kids who have this evolutionary DNA, why would they want them to be jaded as well? And possibly leave this country, and then Canada would no longer have any citizens with evolutionary DNA. Why would they want that? I already sought asylum once. So once my kids start seeing these parallels in their life, then they're going to be just as hurt when they find out they're being betrayed by their friends, their family, and their country. Particularly their country and family. Friends are come and go. Very few people have lifelong friends. But it's your family and your country. Your country's your home. It's supposed to protect you, not harm you. So every one of these doctors that took a Hippocratic oath and seen what my biology could do and tried hiding real science from the medical community is going to be disbarred. Not disbarred, but going to be whatever it would be to demote them from being doctors. So let's see what this is, because for lawyers it would be disbarred, so what would it be for doctors? Okay, so disbarred. Okay, see, this is how, I'm glad I got it on film, but this is how Google messes with the microphone. Because medically disbarred, doctors, I said, not doggies. So they're trying to skew my my Google searches, basically, because at one point I'm gonna subpoena Google for all my Google searches for all my devices to see, to show, first of all, the criminals that were electronically hijacking my mind that may have made the same Google search shortly afterwards, and to be able to isolate and find these criminals, but also to see what kind of narratives the governments are trying to sell based on my Google searches, because my unique Google searches, for instance, so this was doctors. Let's see what this is first. So medical doctors. So why would it show up canines? Disbarred, medically disbarred doctors. Doctors suspended. Is it illegal for... Okay, so here, the medical equivalent. Okay, so the medical equivalent of disbarred. This is what I want. I don't want any cookies. So I guess I'll go somewhere else because I'm only going there for a second. So why would I want them to have cookies on my phone if I'm only going there for a second? So I guess it is.
According to English Stack Exchange, that lawyer was disbarred. The doctor's license was revoked. Perhaps you can say, the doctor was delicensed.
Okay, so that's what you would say. So any of these doctors in the past that ever looked at my biology and never said a thing about it and only tried to develop technology to hide it is going to be delicensed and discredited. So if they have a wing of a hospital named after them, that wing is no longer named after them. Any of these people who have been propped up to achieve great things and they're closet pedophiles, I'm gonna destroy their legacy with just as much public awareness. So if they have buildings named after them, I'm gonna spend a lot of money destroying that legacy. All my money is going to be used to help good people. I need to keep about 51% of the world's wealth to be able to lead people forever, but the rest is going to be for good people and for the countries. Because unfortunately, I would need considerably less than that, really. Because once it's officially known, other than what people have in their bank accounts, equity in their houses, equity in their cars, equity in anything, and personal cash on them. Other than that, and investments in stocks, other than that, I own the rest of the world, unofficially. So people don't really have too much, because most people don't have more than a couple $1,000s in savings. So that being said, so instead of me wanting the 100% that I'm entitled to, based on my skills and my attributes and what's been exploited from me, rather than me taking 100% of it, I'm only going to take 51% of it. That's how generous I am. Take enough to lead, because at one point, possibly in the chase for Evolution 3, I might need to double down each generation in the chase for evolution. Need to double down, and every single one of my kids that I raise personally, that like my son and daughter, because I'm gonna have hopefully millions, if not billions, of surrogate sons and daughters that I'm gonna be a male role model to them, but their adopted dad or their stepdad would be their male role model, their father. I'm just going to be a positive male role model. That's all I can do. But there's going to be kids that are mine that I raise. I'm going to continually have kids whenever I want, basically. And but once it gets close to Evolution 3, I might have, say, 10,000 kids at this point, and I might need to have a surrogate kid with each of those 10,000 kids. And each one of those kids I would want to make equivalent of a billionaire in today's money. Because all my kids that I raise naturally, I want them to be special, and in order for me to share my genetic greatness with the masses, basically. Because if I don't share my DNA, that means in 10 generations from now, my great-grandson, or whatever it would be, my great-great-grandson, great-great-granddaughter, is going to have special DNA that billions of people don't have. So they're guaranteed, unless they're hacked and modified to suck, they're guaranteed going to shine at whatever they want to do. if they want to be really good at something, once they put in enough experience, they're going to become one of the best at it with their natural skill set. Because they in the race for Evolution 2, which I got, the race that I won, they stacked some like 350,000 great men and women through my DNA. For over hundreds of years, they were. I'll show you my DNA after this hand here, but it covers basically the entire world. I got Asian DNA, African DNA, Latin DNA, Middle Eastern DNA, and I look German. I'm blonde and blue-eyed. But I have the most king's DNA. That's what gives me the claim to any throne on earth. I'm related to more kings and queens in the past. The oldest kings and queens. The kings and queens that everybody wants to claim to. I'm going to be related to them. Okay, so what's this? I don't like the situation, but I might get a call. Nice. So I'll just fold this. This is my DNA map, and if you look at it, everything but the white area is I have ancestry to. And if you go to YouTube and go to New Evolutionary Gene and Chris MeyerDiggins, like that, watch the video. It's a good video. Basically, I was at a job, at a shipping and receiving job, and I was at a shipping and receiving job, and there was always suspicious names for me that were, I'd see lookalikes in the system. I'd see people like that look like dead people that recently died, and or look like other people that I knew personally, and like I would see my ex-wife sometimes, I would see my brother sometimes, and other most likely enemy combatants. And so anyways, at the shipping and receiving place, the labels were always suspicious, but one of them said worst evolution. So that was really suspicious to me, because why would somebody have something shipped to their house and it said worst evolution for their name, right? So I had my DNA tested, and at this point, my mom, she was born in the States on a trip, but she was Danish. She's a Danish citizen as well as an American citizen. She was. But and my dad was born in England. So my parents weren't even born in the same country, but they have common ancestors. Just want to see what he does here. Nice, I got the fold. Okay, so she was born in the trip, so I was talking about worst evolution. So, long and short of it, I thought, when I got my DNA profile, I thought it would show up England, Denmark, and I was told I had German on both sides. So I thought I would see 3 countries when I did my DNA profile, not 90% of the planet. And my mom, she looks like the very last Prussian king, and my dad looks like the second last Prussian king. Even though they're born in different countries, my dad's 14 years older than my mom. So they were born in different generations. And they were matched together through royals. They've been matched in our families, mating us, and they made me born on my dad's birthday, October 20th, and that's most likely the day that Jesus was actual birthday. And it's a common birth date. October 20th. I'll just show you here. Second here. Even in Montreal, there was a sign, somebody graffitied "F-U October 20th" in Montreal on the subway. So let's see. So he was born on October 20th, same day as me, and my cousin was born on August 14th. So Colin Campbell died the same day that my cousin was born, and he was born the same day that I was born. And this guy looks like me, looks like my dad, looks like my uncle, and he most likely had kids with Queen Victoria at a royal wedding or royal ball or whatnot. Because I stumbled across this guy. My family had a royal invitation to a ball, and on the back of the ball it said Field Marshal Colin Campbell. So when I looked it up, I stumbled across it. I have nobility on both sides of my family in the past. So my family were at these royal balls with kings and queens and princesses, and so they mated with them. They were secret marriages, bastard childs. We were the bastard line. But I won the evolutionary race, so I got the claim to the throne. But we were the bastard line. We were the kept secret line. It's not a coincidence that a famous brand is called Victoria's Secret. It's called Victoria's Secret because she had secret kids. And then about a century prior to her, Captain James Cook and Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz most likely had secret kids. Because wherever Captain James Cook went, he most likely had kids. Because, well, just think about it. Like, you're married, you're faithful and everything. But now you're going years at a time without seeing your wife. So who knows, when there's some of that alcohol flowing with the tribal people, who knows if apparently a lot of kids. He had a lot of kids wherever he went, and a lot of these descendants are great men. Because I think he was, this was in the 1700s, I think he was something like 6'3". He was a big man for back then. A very big man. I'll just show you a picture. Because my grandmother told me that I might be related to... Here, I'm just going to show you the technology here. So here's the technology when they constrict my veins. Look at my veins here. And then here's my veins normally. That when they're not constricting me with technology. So this is Captain James Cook here. You could clearly see a strong family resemblance to me. So just look at the face, and then I'll just show you another picture. And anybody that knows my dad, that looks like my dad's eyes. This is Colin Campbell. So once again, here's the statue. And then look at me here. See the brow bone? You can see, because I almost have like a unibrow. It's slightly, but I'm fair haired, so you can't really see it. But I have a brow bone that you can see. And then I'll go back to the Cook statue. So if you look right there in the center, you see the same brow bone. You got the same eyes. My dad has his nose. My nose is a little different, and my chin is different. But my grandmother told me that we might be related to him, and she she lived in England at the time, but it was part of the old family story that we would be related to him, even though officially none of his kids reached adulthood. So he had bastard kids. So we'd be one of his bastard kids lines. So I guess there's really no point jumping back into poker. This video kind of got on my evolutionary tangent there. But go to www.change.org/technology and watch the videos, make an informed decision, get it on the agenda in your country, because I'm sure you want privatization of your thoughts, and it's going to require technology to do so. So you need to get it on the agenda to make it so the governments could acknowledge the system, so we could privatize our thoughts. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day.